What's going on, guys? This is the Red Rogue, and today's going to be a bit of a quickie episode covering a new and pretty fantastic change for our sneaky ninja boys out there. So let's say hello to the new Subtlety AoE finisher, Black Powder. So, for those of you keeping up with Subtlety in the Shadowlands beta, you'll no doubt have heard of the new baseline AoE finisher that we unlock at level 52, Shadow Vault. It was a simple and annoying jumping animation finisher that caused you to fling shurikens all around you, dealing damage to up to 8 enemies. Well, it received a lot of negative feedback, and not just because people wanted Death from Above back, which people do want Death from Above back. When I mentioned this annoying jumping animation, it wasn't just because it's boring looking or too similar to Shuriken Storm. The jumping component actually puts you in the air, meaning you can't move while you're casting Shadow Vault. Since in AoE you basically just alternate between Shuriken Storm and Shadow Vault, this meant that literally every other global cooldown cast that you made resulted in being locked in place. And with the plethora of mechanics or things you need to avoid in Mythic Plus, raiding, or PvP, you can see where this became a hot topic of contempt very quickly for the Rogue community. So the move has had a few things changed about it in this last beta build. For one, it is now known as Black Powder, and you instead launch explosive black powder at up to 8 enemies. Not exactly the most subtle thing you could do, in my opinion. Ha! See what I did there? Yeah, fine, I deserved that one. And yes, I can already imagine all of the pocket sand gifs from King of the Hill being played all across the Rogue multiverse. The animation could use maybe a cool pulse wave type effect like Blood of the Enemy or something, but currently it gives you a purple glow and makes these black shadow orbs appear above your enemies that are being hit, and then it like splats down on top of them. But the biggest thing about the newly revised Black Powder finishing move is you can move while casting it, which is a huge improvement. Honestly, the more I used Shadow Vault, the more I disliked it as it would cause a lot of headaches. So is this some huge breakthrough for Subtlety Rogues in Mythic Plus? I mean, I guess kinda, as it helps you avoid things easier, which as a melee is kinda what we're supposed to be able to do. It's really more of a quality of life and also a survivability improvement, both of which are things I really appreciate. The damage of Black Powder was decreased a little bit about 2 weeks ago when it was still Shadow Vault, going from 7% of attack power down to 6%, so that's like a 15% nerf. However, it's still a very strong AoE finishing move, and it doesn't make you stand in place anymore, which was the biggest gripe with it, and it can hit up to 8 targets, which is something that you can't really do as Outlaw due to Blade Flurry, and you'd have to talent into Crimson Tempest as Assassination to be able to do this. And depending on how your group pulls your dungeons, that 8 target cap might be enough to make you go Subtlety over Outlaw, but that's something that we're gonna have to look at in the future. If I were to be a bit nitpicky on the visual and thematic purposes of the move though, I would say the name is a little unorthodox, and the visual could use a little pizzazz. Since, of course, all Subtlety Rogues care about is darkness and shadows and being purple all the time or whatever, the move should cause you to, like, I don't know, expel a wave of black smoke or a purple pulse type thing to spice it up a little. And the name should have been something like Darkness Wave or Shadowy Demise or some other trope of a name that Subtlety has been unfortunately locked into using as their spec theme for quite a while. Again, that's just a bit of thematic nitpicking because honestly a Subtlety Rogue throwing explosive powder doesn't seem very sneaky and it really sounds like something that Outlaw would use instead. But overall, this is a great change in terms of the functionality and mechanics of this move. Well, there you have it, folks. Our newest revision to Subtlety, and we managed to get them to scrap the stupid jumping in place thing for our AoE finisher, Black Powder. Hopefully we can send some of this energy over to Windwalkers so they can shed the stupid jump effect from their Whirling Dragon Punch as well, seeing as they've dealt with it for a lot longer, though this one literally was every other GCD, so I can see the difference, but yeah. I hope you folks enjoyed this quick little update video. If you're new around here to this little corner of the YouTube algorithm, I'd like to welcome you to come check out the rest of the channel. I do new uploads every week down a variety of content, primarily covering rogue-oriented things, but also add-ons, weak ores, and guides for stuff too. As always, I just wanted to say thank you so much to my regular viewers, commenters, subscribers, and especially my patrons for helping make these Shiba Shenanigans possible. Thank you all so much for watching. This is the Red Rogue, and I'll see you guys around.